The Arkansas State Chamber of Commerce and Associated Industries of Arkansas. The State Chamber AIA is the leading voice for business at the state capitol and serves as the primary business advocate on all issues affecting Arkansas employers. Our mission is to promote a pro-business, free enterprise agenda and prevent anti-business legislation, regulations, and rules. Now more than ever, business matters. Learn more at arkansasstatechamber.com.
Walmart makes big news with a policy that surprised some folks. Joining me to talk business about this subject and more is Michael Tilley with our content partner, The City Wire. Welcome back to the program, Michael. And I guess my first question is going to have to be, where did you get that red jacket there? I'm kind of digging that.
Hey, it's Razorback season. What, are you kidding me? We got to go red.
Well, you can also, too, if you get a little off of the football train there, you can always go work up at the state capitol as one of the ushers outside the front doors of the House or the Senate. Let's begin with something that happened with Walmart this past week. The retail giant based out of Bentonville enacts a new policy by sending a postcard to some of its employees. They're going to grant health insurance benefits for same-sex couples, for domestic partners. Kind of where did this come from? This caught a lot of people off guard.
Well, it did come out of the blue, no pun intended for Walmart's color, but it did come out of the blue. But it's not really a surprise. I mean, roughly 60 to 65% of the Fortune 500 companies in the U.S. have adopted this policy. But, you know, one of the things, and I've talked around, and, you know, one of the things in the retail world, you know, you have Amazon, Costco, Walmart is up against several different players, and, you know, they can afford, they have capital, they can get the commodities, the real estate, they can buy the land. But the one thing that's difficult and it's important in the business is brain power. And, you know, Walmart can't afford to alienate any group. They need all ideas. They need all of those folks with good ideas on board to help them move forward, and I think some of that had to play in there. Now, these benefits don't kick in until 2014, but of course there's a political element. You know, Walmart has tried to do more to appease some of the more liberal or the Democratic wings of the country, unions and that type of thing. So that had some of this in there. Now, this is all part of an overall insurance expansion package, which a lot of folks have been calling for Walmart to do, but it also comes with insurance premium hikes, which range between 3% and 10%.
Well, staying with this, these benefits for same-sex partners, for domestic partners here, Walmart's a culturally conservative company. There's no doubt about that. You know that from where they're located in northwest Arkansas up there. Does this send a signal? Does this loosen up maybe some of that cultural conservatism politically for some folks, maybe here in Arkansas or nationally?
Well, I think we've already seen some of that. You know, on the City Wire, we've written about this and talked to some political strategists around the state, and we saw it in the last election where, you know, you had Benton County go wet overwhelmingly on a liquor law change, and on the medical marijuana law, it was very close in Benton and Washington counties, much closer than it would have been probably, you know, even 3 or 4 election cycles ago. And so you're seeing a lot of this shift in politics, and some of the consultants I've talked to, it's almost more of a libertarian shift. That people are still small government, they're still that fiscal conservative, but on some of the social issues, they're more kind of live and let live approach in their politics.
Let's talk about another issue. It's a political issue, but it's a big business issue as well, and that is the immigration debate. When Congress goes back in later on in September, they're going to have to deal with this among a myriad of other things that they're going to be dealing with in terms of issues. The immigration debate's been big in Arkansas. Your website, The City Wire, our website, Talk Business, have both kind of jointly reported on some commentary, some thoughts from some business leaders and other influential grass tops folks on immigration. There seems to be momentum for business. There seems to be momentum from the agricultural community for immigration reform, but it does not seem to move at the federal level. Why not?
Well, I think at the federal level, I mean, it's not just, you know, at the state level, you know, you talk to Randy Zook with the State Chamber and Mr. Hall with the Farm Bureau, and, you know, they're looking at it from a workforce, from a, you know, we need workforce, a good steady workforce supply, and, you know, the Rockefeller Foundation looked at it from an economic impact. But I think there's another element of this, and I think you see this in some more conservative areas of Arkansas. There's also the other side of the immigration issue is it's a national security. It's a border control. I mean, a lot of folks are concerned with what's going on in Mexico in terms of a lot of the violence perpetrated by some of the drug lords and the cartels there. I mean, people are concerned about that, about even some narco-terrorism, Al-Qaeda members in Mexico or Central America or whatever. I'm not saying all of that is legitimate, but that is a concern also, and that plays at the federal level. So they have to, I'm sure Congressman Womack and Senator Pryor and Senator Bozeman understand the Arkansas impact, but they have those national politics that they have to balance as well.
Let's shift to another commerce issue here. You reported this past week that the Arkansas River Navigation System may need as much as $120 million in modernization improvements. What exactly needs to be modernized on the Arkansas River system, and why is this such a big commerce issue?
Well, it is. I mean, it's a big commerce issue, and it has been a surprise because what we've heard out of economic development officials in Arkansas is that we need to deepen the channel. We need to take it from 9 feet to 12 feet, all the way from Tulsa to the Mississippi River. And then lo and behold, we find out that, well, we have some other serious problems. We have some of the locks need serious maintenance, and we've even had a U.S. Corps of Engineer official out of Dallas admit that, yes, some of these facilities, some of the infrastructure along the river is at the end of its design life. So there are now questions being raised about, well, do we deepen the channel or do we just work on the maintenance? I mean, it's one of those, do you put a new stereo in a car that really needs a new motor kind of thing. So this bears watching because the Arkansas River is important to Arkansas's economy. So so the question will be, if it's $100 and $120 million for maintenance versus maybe the same cost for deepening the channel, and they've had a lot of difficulty getting any money for either one, which is going to be lobbied for first.
You may have to choose between each of our two children here. All right, he's Michael Tilley with the City Wire. You can catch his reporting at thecitywire.com or on our website at talkbusiness.net. Thanks as always, Michael. We're back to wrap up right after this word from our sponsors. I'm Roby Brock. This is Talk Business.